Boiled vegetables with fermented soybean dip is a dish that feels like a celebration of simplicity, where every ingredient shines on its own but also comes together to create something truly satisfying. This dish is the perfect balance between light, nourishing vegetables and the rich, umami-packed depth of the fermented tofu dip, making it both comforting and deeply flavorful. It's one of those meals that proves how little you need to create something both wholesome and delicious, just a few fresh ingredients and a bit of patience. Start by selecting your vegetables. This dish works best with a variety of seasonal, fresh vegetables. Think carrots, green beans, cauliflower, and perhaps some leafy greens like bok choy or spinach. The beauty of this dish is that you can mix and match depending on what's available, but the key is to keep the vegetables simple and fresh, as they serve as a light, neutral base that contrasts beautifully with the bold flavors of the fermented tofu dip. Make sure to cut the vegetables into bite-sized pieces so they cook evenly. To cook the vegetables, bring a pot of water to a gentle boil, adding a pinch of salt to help bring out their natural sweetness. One at a time, drop in the vegetables based on their cooking times. Harder vegetables like carrots may need a few minutes more than softer ones like spinach or bok choy, so be sure to give each vegetable the time it needs to become tender but still vibrant. You want them to be perfectly cooked, soft enough to bite through but still retaining a little crunch and color. Overcooking will make the vegetables lose their freshness, so be sure to keep an eye on them and remove them from the pot as soon as they're done. After they're done, drain the vegetables and let them rest on a platter, ready to be served. Now let's focus on the fermented soybean dip, or chow. Fermented tofu, with its salty, tangy, and umami-rich flavor, is a dish that packs a punch, and it pairs perfectly with the plain, clean taste of boiled vegetables. To make the dip, start with a few blocks of fermented tofu, which is typically sold in jars and is available in most Asian markets. You'll notice that it's soft and crumbly, often marinated in a brine of soy sauce and spices. Spoon the tofu into a bowl and begin mashing it with a fork until it breaks down into a smooth, creamy paste. Depending on your taste preferences, you can add a little of the brine to the tofu to loosen it up and make it more sauce-like. This will make the dip a little runnier, which is great for spreading on your vegetables. Alternatively, if you prefer a thicker dip, keep it as is so the tofu retains more texture. For added depth of flavor, you can mix in a touch of minced garlic or a few drops of sesame oil. These ingredients will add a subtle aromatic quality that complements the fermented tofu without overpowering it. If you like a little heat, adding a pinch of chili flakes or a dash of hot sauce can bring a welcome kick to the dip. Stir everything together until it's well combined, adjusting the seasoning with a little extra soy sauce or a splash of rice vinegar if you want to fine-tune the balance between salty, tangy, and savory. Once the dip is ready, it's time to bring everything together. Arrange the boiled vegetables beautifully on a platter, spreading them out so that each piece is easily accessible. The colors will pop: bright orange carrots, vibrant green beans, the pale white of cauliflower, and the deep green of leafy vegetables, each one tempting you to take a bite. The vegetables themselves are light and clean, with a refreshing crispness that's refreshing after a long day or heavy meal. Now grab a spoonful of the fermented tofu dip and spread it over the top of the vegetables or serve it alongside them for dipping. Each bite offers a delicate balance. The mild, clean taste of the vegetables contrasts wonderfully with the rich, creamy, and tangy tofu. The dip's saltiness enhances the natural flavors of the vegetables, while the fermentation gives it a complexity that keeps your taste buds engaged. The more you dip, the more you'll appreciate the depth that the fermented tofu brings. There's a kind of comforting warmth in the way it envelopes each vegetable, making even the simplest of ingredients feel indulgent and satisfying. What's so special about this dish is how it brings out the beauty of fresh vegetables in a way that doesn't overshadow them, but enhances them. The boiled vegetables are light and nourishing on their own, providing fiber, vitamins, and minerals that make you feel good with every bite. But when paired with a fermented tofu dip, they become something more. They become a celebration of flavors and textures. The dip is full of protein, and the richness of the tofu brings a satisfying element to the dish that makes it feel like a complete meal. There's something incredibly satisfying about the simplicity of this meal. The vegetables are light and fresh, the tofu dip is bold and flavorful, and the combination feels like it's giving your body exactly what it needs: a little lightness, a little richness, and a whole lot of nourishment. It's the kind of dish that makes you feel like you're taking care of yourself without sacrificing flavor or satisfaction. And because it's so customizable, you can make it your own, experiment with different vegetables, tweak the dip to your liking, and make it as simple or complex as you desire. Sharing this meal with others is a joyful experience. It's not a dish that requires a lot of preparation or fancy ingredients, yet it feels special. The beauty of it lies in the way the flavors come together. The soft, clean vegetables paired with the savory, umami-packed tofu dip creates a meal that is both comforting and refreshing. It's a dish that feels like an offering, a simple yet thoughtful way to nourish your body and those you share it with. As you savor each bite, you'll realize that this dish, in all its simplicity, holds a lot of power. It's a meal that rejuvenates your body with its lightness and nutrients, yet fills you up with the bold, satisfying flavors of the fermented tofu. It's a reminder that sometimes the best meals aren't the most complicated ones. They're the ones that let the ingredients speak for themselves, letting nature's goodness shine through in every bite. So, take a moment to slow down, enjoy the process, and appreciate the beauty of a dish that's simple, wholesome, and perfectly balanced.